How's it going, everybody? It's Jeff Terrell here, Program Director at Fenton Fitness and Athletic Center, bringing you this week's segment of Thursday Thoughts. So today I wanted to talk about three things. I'm going to talk about strength training, flexibility, cardiovascular training, and their relationship to each other, and sort of prioritizing those three variables or areas of fitness, which I think really those three things together really make up, by and large, what most people consider to be fitness, health, wellness, whatever you want to call it. So there's been several studies over the last few years, and I'll try to post some links here along with the video once I post it up to YouTube, our Facebook page, and on Instagram. But there's been several studies over the last year that have really started to show and demonstrate that strength training does a lot more than just get you stronger, build muscle mass, decrease body fat. Those are things we've known for quite a while. But it also has a lot of impact, on improving cardiovascular health. So things like decreasing blood pressure, lowering resting heart rate, and improving stroke volume, all these things that are seen to be beneficial for overall health and well-being. So multiple studies, like I said, have shown that over the last couple years, to where we're seeing that you don't have to just go jog for 15, 20, 30 minutes, ride a bike, jump on the elliptical, whatever, some of the traditional forms of cardio that people have always, you need to do this for heart health. Your body really doesn't know the difference between, whether it's pumping, blood, to oxygenate your muscles because they're running, riding a bike, swimming, hopping on the elliptical, using a rower, or whether it's having to pump blood and oxygenate the muscles because they're working hard doing, sets of 8, 10, 12 reps on squats, deadlifts, pull-ups, bench press, push-ups, whatever, walking lunges. Your heart just knows that there's a demand to get oxygenated blood to the muscles. So really, as long as you are keeping your heart rate elevated throughout the course of the workout, so yes, in a real max strength oriented training block, such as you might find close to a competition for a power lifter, if you're resting 3, 4, 5 minutes and your heart rate is coming all the way back down to resting, then you might not get as much cardiovascular benefit. But what we really want to look at is the total amount of time that your heart rate is elevated during a workout. And as long as that heart rate is elevated for X amount of minutes, you're going to have very similar cardiovascular improvements and adaptations, regardless of whether it's from more traditional forms of cardio or strength training. The really neat thing is, it should be sort of a no-brainer, but so like I said, strength training has a lot of these improvements and benefits to cardiovascular health. Conversely, doing cardiovascular training in and of itself does not have any benefit really to strength training at all. So if you were to only do one or the other, strength training would get you stronger, more muscle mass, and improve cardiovascular health, whereas cardiovascular training, or traditional cardiovascular training, would only give you cardiovascular benefits and decrease body weight, but it's probably not going to improve body composition that drastically. So moving on to flexibility, there was Chris Beardsley from he publishes the Strength and Conditioning Research Journal. He had a post yesterday, about a new study, and I'll post the link up to it, but where they have now, demonstrated that they're comparing static stretching by itself, they're comparing strength training by itself, and then they're comparing static stretching and strength training together, combined together. And the outcomes they looked at was 10 rep max bench press strength, 10 rep max squat strength, and mobility. I think they were using a sit and reach test, and there might have been a couple other metrics. I'll have to double check that they were looking at to see what improved. Again, I should go without saying, the strength training only program improved the strength measurements by substantially more. The static stretching group didn't really see any improvements to strength. The combined, increased by even a little bit more. So, there's a synergistic effect when you do them together. But not by that horribly much. The interesting thing I think of the study was that strength training actually had a very large increase to flexibility, and not by that much less than static stretching only. So strength training without any stretching at all still had a dramatic increase to flexibility, and not that much less of an increase than static stretching all by itself. When you combine the two, you saw even a huge dramatic increase. So probably doing both of them is going to be beneficial. But again, with strength training, we get improvements to strength, obviously, improvements to muscle mass, decreases in body fat, improve mobility and improve cardiovascular health, whereas stretching and cardiovascular training in and of themselves do not give you, they only give you benefits to their little niche. Obviously, it's going to be best to do a little bit of everything, but the priority should definitely be on strength training. And that's what we've preached at Fenton Fitness for a long time. That's what I've preached for a long time. If you're getting stronger, everything, your body composition is going to get better, your overall health is going to get better, you're going to function better, you're going to look better, you're going to feel better, you're going to have more confidence. So, at the base of your training, getting stronger should always be there, and then depending on how much time, your schedule, your goals, then add in, more traditional cardiovascular training, whether it's steady state or more high intensity interval training type styles, add in some stretching, some corrective work as needed and as your time permits, but understand a good solid strength training program where you're working a squat pattern, a hinge pattern, a lunge pattern, a push, a pull pattern, doing some loaded carries, and doing those things all with full range of motion as much as your body will allow and your anatomy will allow, and using controlled repetitions and without taking really long excessive rest intervals. So, for a general population, if you're not trying to be the best powerlifter, the best Olympic weightlifter you can be, then resting, anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes is probably a good marker. You could cut the rest down a little bit, but then your strength is going to get sacrificed a little bit. But resting 1 to 2 minutes, keeping yourself moving, in a circuit type style train is going to have the most dramatic impact on all those areas. You'll be the most time efficient. So yeah, I'll try to post up some links to some of those studies I mentioned. But that is this Thursday's thoughts on strength, flexibility, and cardiovascular training. Have a great day.